Hey guys, I'm here with my first video. I'm going to start doing a career video. The career videos in FIFA, just sort of, I guess just to sort of give you, a run through of my campaign and how I play with the team. I know it's a little late, but I just assume now, with the Champions League going on and soccer season's kind of winding down, that it'd be appropriate to pick a team and roll with it. And I'm looking for a team. I have one in mind. I'm going to play as Zurich. I want to play as a team that they're not necessarily well off, but they're not completely in the ditch. And I kind of want to make them a team that I can play with, and I can I can tweak a lot, and I can really improve upon this team, and it won't be easy. So I don't just want to pick a Manchester United and just walk through this. So I'm going to edit past a little bit of this stuff here, and a little bit. And this first video just shows you my initial sort of management with the team, and then I'll show a little bit of the video. A little bit of the video will be after my first game, which I'll edit in. Showing you kind of how I completed certain transfers. Excuse the camera; it was a little tilted. I'm aware of that. Yes, and the actual match video is much better. This is qualify for Europe is my main goal, and that's all I really want to do. Is I want to get into into a European tournament, the Champions League, and try to make noise with this team. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is take a look at my squad, which I know nothing about. And at first glance, it seems to me that my weakness is defense. The lower numbers seem to be towards the defensive side. So I'm stupid here, and I don't even bother checking my my bench at all, which I'll get into in the actual full game. There's a player on the bench who is probably going to be my starting striker from now on. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to head to the transfer block, and I'm going to try to just improve my defense. And I have a player in mind right away. I'm going to go for Jay Demerit out of the MLS. He's a tough tackler. He's kind of short at 5'11", but $1-2 million, I can afford him right now. So he's a player I'm going to look for. What I do here is I end up going all the way around to every single league. Not realizing that if I just go in the other direction, MLS is right there. But this, I don't know why he was on my mind, but he was. He's a 73 overall, I believe, but he's a really good tackler and a really strong tackler. And I thought, bringing him in would be a good move. But after my first game, which will be my next video, you'll see that I need a lot of help at defense. So I may have to go for someone, I may have to go for even more than that and spend more time and effort. So $1.6 million is the transfer I'm going to go ahead and put in there on him. And I'm going to sell my starting player, kind of the same spot that I'd want to take out. And people, they may be thinking, why don't you just put that player on your bench? It's because a lot of times players who start, if you put them on the bench, they're not going to be too happy with you. Their performance is going to go down. They're going to ask for trades anyway. So, if you want to just send them out on a transfer as well, you kind of can replace him. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to propose a trade for him, or put him up for sale. And I'm going to advance through, approaching my first game here. I'll try to adjust my camera a little bit. It talks about transferring to Europe and my objectives. I don't really care. I mean, I know my objective in my head is to qualify for Europe, so that's what I'm going to try to do. Top 2 teams do, so that's my goal. And here, he's going to say that they rejected my trade. So I'm going to have to find more money to put onto him, and I'm going to end up I forgot what I put. I'll see here in a second. Yeah, I put 1.75 on it. That's right. So I put 1.75 as my second sort of offer. You know, I'm not planning on going too high with this guy. Maybe a little bit more if I need to, but I don't really plan on going much further as far as money goes. So going into my first game, no more updates about that. So this is after my first game. And I'm going to check out here. This team wants to buy him from me, my right back, but I'm going to delay that for a second. And they're actually going to say bid rejected here, and they're going to say something I've never seen before, which is basically saying there's no way this deal is going to happen, and then we'd have to wait till next transfer window. So there's absolutely no way I'm going to get that guy, which upsets me. But it is after my first game, and if you watch the play, you know, the game, you'll see that my defense gets... There's several plays where they just get outpaced, and that bothered me a lot. So I'm actually going to go look for even, you know, I'm going to look for more talent and spend more money. In fact, try to spend the majority of my money on someone. So I'm going to go ahead and set my overall max to 80, and just kind of go through those players, the high 70s, low 80s. And what I do usually, if I'm on a budget, I search by age, because older players can be a lot cheaper. And yeah, they may not be as good. They won't have as long of a future. If you're trying to look for like an instant fix, a lot of times going to older players is a good idea. I see some good ones on here. Ryan Nelson's one I kind of look at. These players are expensive. I mean, I don't have, you know, I'm not willing to. I mean, I kind of am. I'm looking at, you know, players like Daniel Diaz. I actually look at and I think about for a while. But right now, I'm just kind of scratching through here. Matthew Upson, I think about a lot. He's a little bit on the older side. I'm thinking, yeah. And I'm going to end up passing a player here who I think would be perfect. And that's what I'm going to go after. He's pretty cheap, this Anderson Polga guy, but I'm going to go ahead and say no to him. Ledley King I kind of think about, and then I realize, oh wait, he's $9 million. And then I pass Christoph Metzelder. This guy is extremely expensive, or not extremely expensive, but I mean I'd be left with $1 million in transfer if he took the 5.5 million. But he's I'll show you guys here in a second. He's big. He's 6'4". He's a strong header of the ball. He can give me an inside presence that I need. So I'm immediately going to go after him. And I'm just going to see if you know, he'll take some deal or some form of deal, because I desperately need to improve my defense, and I think starting with him would be it's a good building block for me. So this is the end of this video, and be sure to check out my first match.